Hi and welcome to English Academy by Monica. I'm Monica, and today we're going to talk about one of the biggest hidden habits that can quietly hold you back from becoming fluent in English, even if you study hard every day. That habit is this: translating from your native language before you speak. Now, this may sound familiar to you. You're about to speak in English, but your brain first thinks in your own language, maybe Urdu, Hindi, Arabic, or Spanish, and then tries to convert that sentence into English. This may feel helpful in the beginning, but over time it becomes a serious problem. Why? Because English doesn't work the same way as your native language. The grammar is different. The word order is different. Even the way we express ideas is different. So when you try to directly translate, your sentences often sound unnatural, awkward, or even confusing. Let me show you what I mean. Imagine someone says, "To the shop I go every day." Now that sentence might be correct in another language, but in English it sounds strange. The natural way would be, "I go to the shop every day." Here's another one. "Tea I drink in morning." That's not how native speakers talk. In English we say, "I drink tea in the morning." You see the problem? If you always translate in your head, your English stays slow, uncomfortable, and incorrect. And when you make these awkward sentences again and again, you lose confidence. You begin to worry that your English is never improving, and that fear grows inside you. But don't worry, there is a solution. You can fix this. And it begins with one powerful change. Stop thinking in your language. Start thinking in English. Now, I know what you're thinking. How can I think in English if I don't speak fluently yet? Well, you don't need to be fluent to start thinking in English. You just need to start with small, simple steps every day. I'll show you how. Step 1. Describe what you're doing in English. When you're doing something, anything, then speak it in English in your mind. It doesn't have to be perfect, just simple. I am brushing my teeth. Now I will make breakfast. I have to go outside. It's raining today. These little thoughts are powerful. Every time you do this, you're training your brain to use English without translation. Step 2. Talk to yourself with easy questions. Ask yourself questions during the day and answer in English. For example, what do I need to do today? I need to go to the bank and call my cousin. What did I eat for lunch? I had some rice and chicken. How do I feel right now? I feel a little tired but peaceful. This might feel strange in the beginning, but it's one of the best ways to break the translation habit. Step 3. Focus on English sentence patterns. Instead of memorizing one word at a time, learn sentence patterns, the way ideas flow in English. For example, I'm going to watch a movie tonight. I've just finished cleaning the kitchen. I usually sleep early on weekdays. When you learn full patterns, your brain starts building English naturally, not word by word, but idea by idea. Let's fix some common mistakes. Try correcting these lines in your head, and then I'll tell you the natural version. She goes to school. He has a big house. I went to the doctor. This is what happens when we stop translating and start thinking in English. The words come out smoother, the sentences feel right, and your confidence begins to grow. This habit, translating before speaking, is quiet but powerful. It feels helpful, but it actually keeps your English slow and stuck. The longer you do it, the harder it becomes to break. But if you make small changes today, like speaking to yourself in English, using daily questions, and learning natural sentence patterns, you'll start noticing something amazing. You won't need to translate anymore. Your brain will start using English by itself, and that's when real fluency begins. One of the biggest habits that quietly ruins your English is this: always using the same simple words and short phrases again and again. It happens so often, and most learners don't even realize it. They feel like they're speaking English, But in reality, they're just repeating a very limited set of words over and over, every day, in every conversation. This habit makes your English sound basic, flat, and robotic, even if you've been learning for years. Let's break it down. Why do learners fall into this habit? Because it feels safe. When you're not sure which word to use, you go back to the ones you already know. Good, nice, bad, go, come, thing, I like it, it is okay. You say them all the time because they're easy. But here's the problem. Easy does not equal fluent. Repeating simple words doesn't help you grow. It keeps you in the same small space. Let's imagine a real conversation. Someone asks you, "How was the food at the restaurant?" You reply, "I was good, I liked it." That's okay, but it doesn't show fluency. Now say this instead. "It was absolutely delicious. The flavors were rich, and I loved how fresh everything tasted." That's still simple English, but it's full, expressive, and confident. The difference is not grammar. It's word choice and detail. This habit stops your brain from growing. When you only use the same basic words, you don't learn new expressions, you forget the words you already studied, and your brain stays in beginner mode even after months or years. You might feel like you're speaking English, but you're not really using English. You're surviving with it. Fluency doesn't mean fast. It means flexible. The ability to say the same idea in different ways. For example, "I'm tired." That's fine, but also try. "I'm exhausted." "I didn't sleep well, so I'm feeling drained." "My energy is low today, I need some rest." Each one is more specific and more natural. You miss the chance to connect. Let's say someone asks, "What kind of movies do you like?" You reply, "Good movies. I like action." That's the end of the conversation. There's nothing more to say. But if you say, "I really enjoy suspense thrillers movies that keep you guessing until the end," now you've opened a door. The other person can reply. The conversation flows. That's what fluency looks like. Not just knowing words, but using them in real ways. So how can you fix this habit? Step 1. Replace overused words. Make a list of the words you say all the time, like good, bad, thing, go, nice, and slowly replace them with better versions. Let's try a few. Good, great, excellent. Amazing, tasty, helpful, exciting. Bad, awful, terrible. Disappointing, boring, weak. Thing, object, item, idea. Topic, tool, device. Go, leave. Head out. Move toward. Travel. Walk. Run. You don't need 500 new words. You just need to upgrade the 10 words you always use. Step 2. Add one more sentence, then every time start a habit. Whenever you say something, add one more sentence to explain it. Examples. I had lunch. I had a spicy chicken sandwich with fries. I stayed home. I stayed home and finished reading a really interesting book. This builds your ability to think in English, in full ideas, not just basic lines. Step 3. Practice full thoughts, not short replies. Short answers stop your brain instead of, "I like it." Try, "I really enjoyed it because it reminded me of my childhood." Instead of, "It's okay." Try, "It's not bad, but I think it could be a little better." You're still using normal words, but with more emotion, context, and meaning. That's what natural English sounds like. This habit of using only basic phrases might seem small, but it's powerful, and not in a good way. It keeps your English locked in beginner mode. The good news? You can break it with small daily changes. Replace one word, add one sentence, express one new detail. That's how fluency grows. Not from learning thousands of words at once, but from using what you know more completely, more confidently, and more naturally. Another habit that can quietly hold your English back is this: being afraid to make mistakes. Now, I completely understand. Nobody likes making mistakes. It feels uncomfortable. It can be embarrassing. You might worry about people judging your English, laughing at your grammar, or correcting you in front of others. But here's the truth. If you avoid making mistakes, you avoid progress. Mistakes are not your enemy. In fact, they are your fastest teacher. When you try to speak and make a mistake, your brain learns from that moment. But when you stay silent or only speak when you're 100% sure, you're not learning. You're hiding. Let me ask you something. Have you ever waited in a conversation thinking, should I say this? What if it's wrong? And then, while you're thinking, the conversation moves on, and you say nothing? That's fear. And that fear becomes a habit. What happens when you're afraid to make mistakes? You speak less. You avoid conversations. You stay stuck at the same level even after months or years. And slowly, you lose confidence. Many learners tell me, I understand English, but I can't speak. Most of the time, it's not a lack of knowledge. It's the fear of making mistakes that blocks your mouth. Let me give you an example. You want to say, I went to the beach last Sunday and swam with my friends. But you're unsure. You think, is it swim or swam? Should I use went or go? What if I say it wrong? So you stay quiet, or you say, beach, friends, swimming. The fear has taken over. But here's the truth. Even if you said it wrong, it's okay. You would have learned more by speaking than by staying silent. Think about how children learn language. Children don't wait to be perfect before they speak. They try, they make mistakes, they get corrected, and they try again. Imagine a child saying, I go to school. We don't laugh at them. We gently say, you mean I went to school? And they learn? That's exactly how you should approach English. Give yourself permission to speak, to be wrong, and to grow from it. Let's fix a real mistake. Right now, say this aloud. Last summer, I go to beach. I swim every day. Okay, that's not perfect, but you tried. That matters more than you think. Now let's correct it. Last summer, I went to the beach. I swam every day. Did you notice how easy that correction was? And now it's fixed in your brain. You don't need to fear mistakes. You just need to let them teach you. What can you do to overcome this fear? Step 1. Speak even when you're unsure. Don't wait for the perfect sentence to come to your mind. Just speak, even if you think you might get it wrong. Start with people you trust, a friend, a teacher, even yourself in the mirror. You can say, I'm not sure if this is correct, but I'll try. Maybe I said it wrong. Please correct me. I want to improve, so I'll speak more. These sentences invite correction, and that's how learning happens. Step 2. Write and speak without checking. Give yourself a 5-minute speaking or writing challenge every day, where you don't check Google or grammar rules first. Just use the English you have. After you're done, then check and correct it. This trains your brain to create, not just copy. Step 3. Celebrate your effort, not just your accuracy. If you spoke in English today, even with mistakes, say this to yourself. I'm proud that I tried. Fluency doesn't come from being perfect, it comes from being brave, again and again. The fear of making mistakes is one of the biggest walls between you and fluent English. But here's the truth. No one speaks perfect English all the time, not even native speakers. Everyone says the wrong word sometimes. Everyone forgets a rule. The difference is that confident speakers keep going. And that's exactly what you need to do. So speak more. Try more. Get it wrong. Then get better. Because the real mistake is not trying at all. Let me ask you something. Have you ever tried to speak in English and in every sentence you say things like, I think, it's like, yeah. If yes, you're not alone. In fact, this is one of the most common habits learners develop, and it happens even with native speakers. These little words are called fillers. They fill the silence while we think. But when you use them too much, they create a serious problem. You sound unsure, nervous, and less fluent, even when your English is correct. Let's look at a sentence filled with too many fillers. So like yesterday, I think I went to the market, and I bought some like vegetables. Now listen to the clean version. Yesterday I went to the market and bought some vegetables. Simple, confident, clear. Same meaning, better impact. Why do people overuse filler words? There are 3 big reasons. 1. Fear of silence. You feel like you must speak continuously, so you fill the space with and like. 2. Thinking while speaking. Your brain is still searching for words, and fillers become your safety net. 3. Habit. You've done it so much you don't even notice anymore. But here's the secret. Silence is not your enemy. Silence is your power. When you pause, even for half a second, you sound like a confident speaker who is in control of their thoughts. Let's compare again. Say this aloud. So I want to learn English more, because it's important. Now say, I want to learn English more because it's important. Which one sounds stronger? Exactly. It's not just about grammar, it's about presence. Too many filler words make you disappear. Clean speech makes you stand out. How to reduce filler words, step by step. Step 1. Become aware. The first step is simple. Notice how often you use fillers. Record yourself speaking for 1 minute on any topic, your morning routine, your weekend, your favorite food. Then listen back. Count how many times you said, like, I mean. You might be surprised. But that awareness is the beginning of change. Step 2. Slow down. Speaking fast doesn't make you fluent. Fluency is not speed. Fluency is clarity. When you slow down, your brain has time to find the right words. You don't need to panic. You sound more natural and confident. Try saying, I wake up at 6 a.m. I take a shower, then I have breakfast. That pause is beautiful. That pause gives your words power. Step 3. Embrace the silence. Don't fear silence, use it. A pause is not a mistake. It shows you're thinking. It gives your listener space to understand. Speakers who pause feel calm. They feel prepared, and listeners trust them more. Practice this. Speak on a topic for 1 minute. Anytime you feel a filler coming, pause instead, breathe, and then continue. At first, it will feel strange, but very soon, it will feel powerful. Let's practice right now. Try saying this sentence in your normal way first, including your natural fillers. Today I went to the park. It was nice, and I, walked around, for a bit. Now say it cleanly. Today I went to the park. It was nice. I walked around for a bit. Clear, steady, controlled. That's how you train your fluency. Filler words seem small, but their effect is big. If you fill every sentence with like, and people won't hear your message. They'll only hear your uncertainty. But if you slow down, pause, and speak with intention, your English will immediately sound more fluent, more confident, and more professional. So give yourself space. Use silence, and let your words shine. Here's something that surprises many English learners. Studying grammar too much can actually slow down your fluency. Now wait, I'm not saying grammar is useless. Grammar is important. It gives structure to your language. But if your entire focus is only on rules, tenses, exceptions, and corrections, and you're not practicing real conversation, then your English becomes frozen. Let me explain. The problem with grammar obsession. Some learners spend hours studying present perfect versus past simple, where to use a versus the, which preposition to use after every verb, why it's I have been instead of I was being. They know all the rules. They can even correct other people's sentences. But when it's time to speak, they freeze. They think too much. They stop every sentence to check the grammar in their head. And their English sounds slow, broken, and unnatural. Why? Because speaking is not a grammar test. It's a skill, unlike driving or swimming. You have to do it to get better at it. Real English doesn't sound like textbook English. Let me ask you this. Have you ever listened to two native speakers talk? They say things like gonna instead of going to, wanna instead of want to, lemme instead of let me, I don't know instead of I don't know. They break grammar rules all the time, but they still sound fluent because they focus on meaning, not mechanics. You don't need perfect grammar to speak clearly. You need confidence, vocabulary, rhythm, and real usage. Let me show you an example. Grammar-focused learner. I have been going to the market since last 3 days. For a natural speaker. I've been going to the market for the past 3 days. Even simpler. I went to the market 3 days in a row. You see, there's no single perfect way to speak. There are many natural ways, and grammar is just one part of it. So what should you do? Step 1. Stop overcorrecting yourself while speaking. Don't interrupt your own flow just to fix a grammar mistake. If you say, he doesn't, stop doing that. Just complete your thought. Let it flow. Later, you can reflect and improve. But during speaking, the goal is expression, not perfection. Step 2. Practice natural sentence structures. Instead of memorizing rules, learn how native speakers actually say things. Try these. I'm just about to leave. I haven't decided yet. That's what I was thinking too. It doesn't really matter to me. I'll let you know later. These are not complex, but they're real. They come from actual conversation. And using them makes you sound fluent without needing to explain any grammar rule. Step 3. Speak first, correct later. When practicing, separate your speaking time and correction time. First, speak freely for 3 to 5 minutes about any topic. Don't stop. Then, write it down and check your grammar if you want. Notice mistakes, learn from them, and move on. This trains your brain to focus on communication, not constant correction. Grammar is like the frame of a house. It gives support. But if you only focus on the frame and never add furniture, lights, and colors, you'll never make it a home. In the same way, grammar alone will not give you fluency. It will give you structure. But only speaking, listening, expressing, and connecting will give you confidence and fluency. So don't be afraid to speak with small grammar mistakes. Be afraid of never speaking at all, because perfect grammar without communication is just silence. There's a habit that many learners don't even realize they've fallen into. They don't listen to real English every day. Yes, they study, they read, they write, but they rarely listen. And here's why that's dangerous. When you don't listen to real English often, spoken by real people in real speed with real expressions, your brain doesn't learn the sound of the language. You don't hear how sentences flow, where the stress goes, or how emotions are expressed. As a result, your speaking also becomes slow, robotic, and unnatural. Let me ask you this. Can you remember how you learned your first language, your mother tongue? Did you learn it from grammar books? No. You learned it by listening. Thousands of hours of listening from your parents, siblings, TV, people on the street. You listened before you spoke. You absorbed the rhythm, the words, the structure without even realizing it. That's how human beings naturally learn language. So if you want to become fluent in English, listening has to be part of your daily life. What happens when you don't listen enough? Here are the effects. 1. You can't understand fast English in real conversations. 2. You struggle with native accents. 3. You translate everything in your head because you haven't trained your ears. 4. Your speaking becomes stiff and unnatural. 5. You feel nervous when someone talks too fast. These are signs that your ears haven't been trained and it's not your fault. It just means you need more listening input. What should you listen to? Not just English lessons. You need real English, the kind people speak in everyday life. Try this. English podcasts. Even 5 minutes a day is good. YouTube videos with subtitles. Audiobooks on simple topics. Short clips from interviews, shows, or daily dialogues, English news. If your level is strong, and don't worry if you don't understand everything. You're training your brain, not testing it. The goal is to get used to the rhythm, the tone, and the natural structure of English. How to make it part of your life. Step 1. Listen every single day. Even 10 minutes is enough, but make it a habit. Like brushing your teeth or drinking water. For example, listen to a podcast while walking, watch a short video while eating, listen to a news story before sleeping. Make listening part of your routine. Step 2. Use subtitles wisely. Start with English subtitles. Listen and read at the same time. After a few days, turn subtitles off and just listen. This will slowly train your ears to catch English without support. Step 3. Repeat and shadow. When you hear a sentence you like, pause the video and repeat it exactly with the same tone and emotion. Example. You hear, "I'm not sure yet, but I'll let you know." Now you say, "I'm not sure yet, but I'll let you know." Match the speed, match the rhythm, match the feeling. This is called shadowing, and it's one of the best fluency exercises in the world. If you're not listening to English daily, you're missing the most powerful input your brain needs. Reading helps you see the language, speaking helps you express it, but listening trains your brain to feel it. So from today, don't ignore it. Make it part of your life, even just a little bit each day. Because the more you listen, the more fluent, natural, and confident you'll become. Here's a habit that feels productive but secretly keeps you stuck at the same level for years. Only learning English through reading and writing, but never speaking. A lot of learners say, "I read English books. I write English essays. I understand grammar rules." But when you ask them to speak, they freeze. Their mind goes blank. They can't find words. They feel nervous and unsure. Why? Because reading and writing alone don't train your mouth and your mind to speak naturally. They build knowledge, yes, but knowledge without expression is like collecting tools and never using them. You can read 1,000 English words, but if you've never said them aloud, your mouth doesn't know how to move with them. The truth is simple. Speaking is a separate skill. It doesn't grow just because you're good at reading or writing. It grows only through one thing: speaking, out loud, every day. Let's take an example. You read the sentence, "I'm thinking about changing my job." You understand it, you know the grammar, but have you ever said it aloud? Have you ever used that sentence in a conversation? If not, your mouth won't remember it. Your brain will hesitate, and you'll feel like you forgot the English you studied. But the problem isn't your memory. The problem is, you never practiced speaking it. Reading and writing give you input but not output. Think of it this way. Reading, input, you receive the language. Writing, controlled output, you have time to think. Speaking, live output, you must think and talk at the same time. That's why speaking feels harder. But that's also why it must be practiced separately, just like you practice driving or swimming. You don't learn swimming by reading about it. You learn it by getting into the water. English is the same. So how can you start speaking, even if you have no one to talk to? Step 1. Talk to yourself out loud. Yes, it works. Describe what you're doing. "I'm making tea. It's a beautiful morning. I have to go out in 10 minutes. Narrate your day. Give your thoughts a voice. Even 5 minutes a day of this will build your fluency fast. Step 2. Use voice recording. Record yourself talking about a topic, your weekend, your plans, your opinion about a movie. Then listen back. How does it sound? Where did you hesitate? Did you use the right tenses? This reflection helps you improve naturally. You become your own coach. Step 3. Use shadowing with real voices. Choose a native speaker clip, maybe 1 minute long. Listen to it once, then repeat every line immediately after them, matching the tone and speed. Example. You hear, "I'm not sure yet, but I'll think about it." Now you say, "I'm not sure yet, but I'll think about it." Do this every day. It trains your mouth. It's like going to the gym, but for your speaking muscles. Step 4. Join online speaking spaces. If possible, find conversation partners online. You don't need perfect English. You just need willingness to try. You can search for English speaking clubs, language exchange apps, friendly tutors, or group classes. The more you speak, the faster you grow. Reading and writing are safe. You sit quietly, you think, you prepare. But speaking is bold, it's real, it's now. If you don't speak, you don't grow. Even 5 minutes a day talking to yourself, repeating sentences, or practicing with audio can transform your English. Because fluency isn't something you study, it's something you do. So don't just write in English, speak it, live it, use it. That's how fluency comes to life. Here's a habit that can slowly damage your motivation, your confidence, and even your love for learning English. Always comparing your English to other people and believing you're not good enough. This one doesn't happen in grammar books. It doesn't show up in exams. But it lives quietly inside your thoughts. You hear someone speak fluently and you think, I'll never speak like that. You see a YouTube comment written in perfect English, and you say, my English is so bad. You hear a native speaker talk fast, and you feel, I'm too slow. What's the point? This habit of comparison feels small, but it is powerful and dangerous. It makes you doubt yourself, stop practicing, avoid speaking, feel embarrassed for no reason, and worst of all, give up too early. And the sad part is you're not even comparing fairly. Let's look at the truth. You compare your first step to someone else's 100th step. You compare your honest practice to someone else's polished performance. You compare your effort with their result, and forget that they also struggled, made mistakes, and felt just like you once did. Fluent speakers didn't wake up fluent. They worked for it just like you're working now. They made grammar mistakes. They forgot words. They felt nervous. But they kept going. So don't let someone's finished product make you ashamed of your work in progress. Everyone's journey is different. Some people grow faster, some learn slower, some have more time. Some are surrounded by English every day. Some are learning in silence, just like you. And that's okay. This is not a race. You don't need to be better than others. You just need to be better than yesterday. Your only competition is yourself. Real fluency has many shapes. Maybe your grammar isn't perfect, but your listening is strong. Maybe you speak slowly, but you choose beautiful words. Maybe your vocabulary is small, but your meaning is clear and kind. That is also fluency. Don't limit yourself with someone else's style. Some speak fast, some speak soft. Some use big words, some keep it simple. Your English is allowed to sound like you, and it will improve if you stay kind to yourself. Let's break this comparison habit step by step. Step 1. Change the voice in your head. Next time you catch yourself thinking, my English is terrible, pause and replace it with, I'm still learning and I'm proud of my effort. Or, I may not be fluent yet, but I'm improving every day. This simple shift in mindset changes everything, from self-hate to self-growth. Step 2. Celebrate small wins. Did you speak one sentence today? Celebrate it. Did you understand a new phrase? Smile about it. Did you practice for 5 minutes? That's progress. Fluency doesn't come in one big step. It comes from 1,000 small wins, and you need to honor each one. Step 3. Limit negative comparison. Unfollow people who make you feel less than. Stop watching videos that make you feel hopeless. Instead, follow learners who share their mistakes. Watch content that makes you feel included. Listen to speakers who speak clearly, not fast. You don't need pressure, you need support. Step 4. Track your growth, not your perfection. Every week, write down what new word you learned, what sentence you said that you couldn't say last month, what English video you understood without subtitles. This will show you are growing, even when it doesn't feel like it. A story to remember. Let me tell you about a learner named Sophia. Sophia always felt shy speaking English. She was scared of making mistakes. Every time she tried, she thought, everyone speaks better than me, I sound stupid. So she stopped practicing, until one day her little cousin asked her to read an English storybook. She read slowly, word by word. At the end, the child said, I like how you read. I understood everything. Sophia cried, because she realized her English didn't need to be perfect, it just needed to be shared. Your English also deserves to be heard just the way it is right now, not perfect, Not fast, not polished, just real. And when you let go of comparison, your confidence will grow faster than ever. Comparison steals your joy. It tells you lies, it says you're not enough. But the truth is, you're already doing something brave. You're learning a new language. You're showing up. You're trying again. You're facing fear and still choosing to grow. That's not weakness, that's strength. So from today, don't ask, why am I not as good as them? Instead ask, how can I become a better version of me? Because your English journey is not about being the best. It's about becoming your best step by step, day by day. You've now seen 8 silent habits that can quietly hold you back from speaking English with confidence. But here's the beautiful part. Every one of those habits can be changed. You don't need to be perfect. You don't need to sound like someone else. You just need to keep going step by step, word by word, even on the days when it feels slow, even when you make mistakes, even when you doubt yourself. You're still moving forward. Fluency doesn't come from fear. It comes from courage, from daily effort, and from believing in your growth even when progress feels invisible. So the next time you catch yourself thinking, I'm not good enough, pause and remind yourself, I'm learning, I'm improving. And that's enough. Because your English doesn't need to be perfect. It just needs to be yours. Honest, real, growing. You are not behind. You are exactly where you need to be. And your voice even now deserves to be heard. Thank you so much for spending your time with me today. If this video helped you even a little, then remember, you're already doing something amazing. And if you'd like more lessons like this, don't forget to subscribe and tap the bell so you never miss a new video here at English Academy by Monica. Until next time, keep learning, keep smiling, and keep speaking English with courage and heart.